Look, if you don't get over to Loot Mogul right now and play this absolutely free quiz that I got going on, you see me up there with Carlos Boozer, a lot of guys, LG Gill. Go play, man. They're giving away sand. If you know anything about the metaverse, go play. Get this free crypto. Get it. 500 sand is $2,500. The quiz is free. Go do it. Here's some notable free agents that we got, man. Now we're in the off season, we could kind of, wind down, take an easier approach. But look at some of these key plays and key hiccups, man. Jalen has to get better from situations like this. Dallas Goddard is wide open for the first down, but instead he just waits for the pressure, forces this downfield, and we know how that ended right before the half. Again, look, wide open, 4th and 3, but he was it an alley oop? That's just not good mechanics. It's not good thinking. Everything is just bad on that play, man. It was just critical for us, man. And look at the field position we could have had. All you had to do was field the punt. Way too many mental errors. Way too many mental mistakes. Look, I mean, the ball right there. Way too much stuff going against us, man. And we could have corrected a lot of these things, man. Horrible, horrible to see. You hate to see it. And this is a love hate relationship I got with Goddard at this point. He makes a great catch on a 4th and 4. I mean, you about to score. This is 17 zip, I think. Again, I mean, no, I think this is 7 zip and something. And you come on, keep the drive moving. That killed the drive. Mental error after mental error after mental error, man. And then Kelsey had a bad game too. He was getting manhandled, penalties called on him, a lot of stuff, man, that could be cleaned up, man. That could have had you, at least in a favorable matchup, man. But let's talk about it in its totality, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, we all seen the game yesterday. We all saw the game yesterday. We all know how we look right now as Eagles fans. You know what I'm saying? We seen it. It's nothing to hide. It's nothing you could run from. You know what I'm saying? We took our L. We took our lumps. My issue is that we're in a tough situation right now as Philadelphia Eagles fans. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a buck 31 in here. You know what I'm saying? We in a different space right now because as far as quarterbacks go, not only did Jalen Hurts his performance leave a sour taste in your mouth, you got 3 first-round picks, you got top 5 guys that could be available, you got quarterbacks that's always able to be drafted every year. He didn't do himself any favors with that performance. Now, this is how I feel. I feel like he's definitely done enough to come back next year. But did he do enough to have these guys say we absolutely can use all 3 of these picks on building a roster? I think the question to that is no, if you're being fair. The question to that is absolutely not. Did he do enough to be the starter at the beginning of the season next year? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, we all know that he's not going to get the many chances that first-round picks are going to get. Like Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, they're going to get a bunch of chances. They didn't make the playoffs. Jalen Hurts did. But the main issue for Jalen Hurts in this game to why he looked the way he looked was he just simply locked in on one wide receiver and refused to survey the field and go through progressions at an at least timeable, at a feasible manner at least. He was late. He was a bunch of things in terms of throwing the ball. And none of them are what you can call good. That's just the facts of the matter of the nature of the beast. But when you're talking about Jalen Hurts, you got to understand this. Youngest quarterback in the playoffs. First time head coach in the playoffs. It's his first time too. First time defensive coordinator in the playoffs. Damn near 30 people on the team that this was their first time being in the playoffs. Your number one target at wide receiver is a rookie. A rookie. Quez Watkins showed up kinda. I mean, he was around. But on 2 plays, I can see where Quez Watkins didn't run his route all the way through. He stopped and waited for something. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was a taxi. I don't know. Fundamentals completely went out the window. A lot of nerves. But experience was gained. Is there a quarterback in this year's draft better than Jalen Hurts? No. If you're going to draft a quarterback, you ain't doing nothing but repeating this year again. And you most likely won't make the playoffs if you draft a quarterback and ship Jalen Hurts somewhere else. If you're going to make a move, you're going to have to spend some draft picks for it to make sense. But how can you spend draft capital on a team where Kelsey is on his last couple snaps? Brooks is going to be gone. Who knows what's to come of Fletcher Cox in his situation? You still need another wide receiver. This game confirmed it. You need talent at the linebacker position. This game confirmed it. You need a defensive end. Brandon Graham was out. Josh Sweat was out. Kerrigan, who saved his best game for last, apparently, had 2 sacks. But are you really counting on Kerrigan? Barnett is gone. You need so much stuff that spending draft capital sounds just as foolish as drafting another quarterback. Now, I'm not going to say you stuck with somebody because he's at least progressing. He's gotten better in every facet of the game, but he went backwards. He took a major step back yesterday in the quarterback department, and we could be 100 about that. There's nothing wrong with owning that. It is what it is. Cool Eagle, man, thank you for the super chat. I was expecting to lose, LB. I was not expecting to lose like that. I was mind-boggled with what I saw. Lost on all facets. Hurts and Sirianni got to learn to grow from this. Calling a spade. Rager got to go. Listen, I expected to win. I go into every game expecting to win. That's the bottom line. Every game I go into this thing expecting to win. I thought if we could have done a lot of things that differently into where we could have won that game. That's the bottom line. A lot of things could have been done differently. We go into this season. We could talk about Jalen Reagor for a minute. We go into this season giving Jalen Reagor basically more attempts, more outs, all of that over Quez Watkins, which I thought was the first mistake in terms of handling Jalen Reagor. The second mistake was putting a guy who's not short-handed in the punt return game. It makes no sense at all. What is Jalen Reagor's role? He's not a number 2 wide receiver. He's not a dominant slot guy. He can't return kicks. It's just a lot of stuff that he can't do that we want our wide receiver. He could block a little bit. Are we keeping guys around that could block? I mean, what are we doing here? It just don't make no sense to me, man. It don't make no sense to me. So you take a $7 million cap hit if you cut him this upcoming season. So, like I said, a lot of decisions got to be made. I think you really honestly have to just draft another wide receiver. He just has to fall deeper and deeper onto the depth chart. You got options this year at wide receiver. You got options. Homeboy in the national championship game and played for Alabama, he looked like the only NFL player on the field to me. Him and the linebacker from Georgia. You know what I mean? N'Kobe Dean. Those guys look like NFL players. You know what I mean? Not to say that there wasn't no NFL talent on that. They were standouts to me. I know he tore his ACL in the national championship, but if he slipped to second or even 19th, I'm taking a chance on him. I'm taking a chance on him. I'm taking a chance on Michael Gallup. Listen, modern medicine has developed in a way that a 20-year-old kid will be fine from an ACL. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. My guy Ishmael Walker said Hurts at least earned another year. I don't think we're starting over at quarterback, really. Yeah, I mean, to start over at quarterback would just be laughable. It'd be laughable. You know what I mean? And that's just not, that's just not cohesive to the plan moving forward. Sad to say. You know what I mean? They finally coming out the woodworks to talk about Hurts, but been quiet for weeks. Hurts had what Indy got playoffs, had the Chargers team playoffs. I mean, exactly, man. Shout out to my guy D-Lo, man. Thank you for the super chat. You know what I mean? Jameson, that's his name, Jameson. Yeah, but the wide receiver room didn't hold up well. The offensive line didn't hold up well. The quarterback didn't hold up well. And the game plan was flawed. This was a disaster from before we even took the field. This game was already over. Nick Sirianni, this is what he has to do. We talk about what Jalen Hurts has to do. He has a laundry list of things he needs to work on. Timing, anticipation, going through progressions. He has to continue to work on his game. And you can't be mad at anybody that, has to continue to work on their game and show you that work needs to be done. You know what I mean? Work needs to be done. Just get after it and do the work. I don't think he's too good that he don't have to keep working. Sirianni also has to keep up the good work. Sirianni, this is my main issue with Sirianni. When the scheme is working for Sirianni, he looks like a genius. We've been running. We've been sticking to a formula, and the formula has been working. You get to the playoffs, teams are better, especially the defending Super Bowl champions. They will know how to shut down, your primary source. And what do I always talk about? I always preach about having a plan B. What frustrates me about the game and Nick Sirianni is that Nick Sirianni actually was shown the plan B. He was shown the plan B. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers showed you that we're going to give you the outside 5, 7, 6 yards of cushion with Devontae Smith and with whoever else you put on the opposite side. We still decided to throw screen passes. The screen was working. It was effective. It was effective. But when teams show you how to beat them, sometimes you got to abandon your scheme and do what's working. I just don't get it, man. My guy King Ryder, man, thank you for the super chat. Play calling was absolutely abysmal on both sides of the ball. We played the defending champions. They loaded the box. They did load the box, and there was nothing we could do about it. But they showed us what to do about it, but we just don't have a coach that was ready to abandon his game plan. He was just scared to try something new. Big Pain, thank you for the super chat. Hurts needs to get better downfield. But we another power back like Blunt for the offs. That off tackle stuff isn't working against good linebackers. I agree with that, man. I agree with everything. Hurts does need to get better. He does need to get better downfield. He does need to get better throwing the ball. All hope isn't lost for Jalen Hurts. I don't want to come off like that at all. He just got work to do. All these guys got work to do. Mac Jones got work to do. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, though, man, my guy Lamont Hubbard, man, LB, at the end of the day, man, Lamont Hubert, at the end of the day, I'd rather have a team with no holes and a question mark at QB than a solid quarterback with a lot of work on. And that's what you get when you get Deshaun Watson's 4-12 season. He was paid. He had the greatest numbers of all time, but he got a lot of holes and a lot of deficiencies. Same thing with Herbert. He threw for 5,000 passing yards and missed the playoffs. They need more than a quarterback. You know what I mean? Keep Hurts, use draft free agencies on defense. Yeah, at least with Jalen Hurts, you could run a serviceable offense. You could run a better offense than the offense that'll be trotted out there with Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, Taylor Heineke. You could run a better offense than Zach Wilson. You can run a better offense than at least 15 guys in the National Football League with the skill set of Jalen Hurts. But the coaches also have a part in this, man. Especially with how we looked yesterday, man. My guy D-Lo, let's be real. Our wide receiver core is trash. Best wide receivers were a rookie and a tight end. Would Tom Brady be great with that core? Because he was pissed with the wide receivers in New England. I'm not sure if Tom Brady will be good with that core, but Tom Brady is not going to have many drives to where just play calling don't make sense. Tom Brady has earned the right to identify cornerback sagging off and audible into a different play. I think Jalen Hurts can audible too. I just think he just doesn't do it. My guy Sam, man, Sam 8, thank you for the super chat. If we can't get Watson or Russ, Hurts should be back. But I'm missing wide open wide receivers is crazy. Smith and Quez should have had a great game. I didn't really see him missing Smith so much. He missed a couple guys. But Quez also stopped on a lot of those routes. You know what I mean? If you watch the tape, he just hesitates a lot. You know what I mean? Yesterday, for some reason, Jalen Hurts had some misses. He has some. The misses don't bother me. Now, when you talk about misses, are you talking about him not seeing somebody or him just missing a wide open target? The problem for me is him not seeing people more than him missing somebody throwing an incomplete pass. You gotta be able to identify the wide open guy sometimes, especially on a 4th and 3. You got to be able to know who's wide open. He just doesn't scan the field enough to see how many easy throws he left out there this year. He got to clean that up. He always need to be looking for the easy throw. That second interception that he threw was horrible. He tried to drop it in the bucket in between 8 people at like 15 yards away. When Tom Brady was just taking what the defense gave him against a worse defense. Didn't force nothing. You know, he got to get to that level, man. That's it for me, man, on that one. Yvonne Brown, man, thank you for the super chat. We should have ran empty formation, made them take 8 out the box. We should have ran some empty formation. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things you could have done. You didn't even have to run empty formation. They was putting 8 in the box. That additional running back out there. Now you could motion another guy out and make them move that 8th guy out. You got 7 in the box, so you could kind of identify a man. But they were given 8 yards of cushion. We didn't have to do anything but run comeback routes or run slants. It was right there for us, man. Right there for us. The ability to adjust is what really caught up to us in that game, man. The ability to adjust, man, is what really caught up to us in that game. And we just got to be better. We definitely got to be better, man. We got cooked. We got cooked. And now, this is what bothers me about today, though. As much flack as Jalen Hurts is getting, rightfully so, Jalen Hurts deserves the flack. He had the identical stats of Dak Prescott. Identical. I'm going to tell you where I'm getting at with this. I think they were both 23 for 43. Hurts had a little more passing yards than them, probably like 10 more passing yards or something like that. Both had awful offensive performances, if you're being real. One is already a 6-year guy getting $40 million a year. The other guy is progressing. He has progressed enough to do what Dak Prescott can do in the postseason. I'm so 50-50 on this Jalen Hurts situation right now. It doesn't even make no sense. There's no generational guy out there that you could trade up for. You got to run with Jalen Hurts and build the team around him. You got to run with him and build the team around him. I know it was hard to watch yesterday, but you know what would have been harder to watch, ladies and gentlemen? What would have been harder to watch was finishing 4-12 and missing the postseason and being a laughingstock again. That would have been harder to watch. Everybody talks about us not being able to beat a playoff team. Was we supposed to? Y'all said we was going to be 4-12. Which one is it? Which one is it? Were we supposed to be able to beat playoff teams this year? You tell me. How about the teams that was scheduled to be better than us? That's everybody we played was thought to have a better record than us this season, probably besides the Jets. Talk about all the teams that everybody said was better than us that we beat. So I think it kind of balances out, man. I think it kind of balances out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can't buy experience. You can't buy experience. And I think some really good experience, was gotten, you know what I mean, in that loss. Some really good experience was gotten in that loss. And you got to be happy about how the season ended. You know what I'm saying? I brung up Dak's stats in the playoffs yesterday against Jalen Hurts' stats in the playoffs. They were basically twins. I say that to say this. We are ahead of schedule. No matter how you slice it, we're ahead of schedule. We was not supposed to be here. We were not supposed to make the playoffs. We are ahead of schedule. It might not look pretty, but those are the facts of the matter. That's the nature of the beast. We're ahead of schedule. And we got a guy that we still can develop. And we haven't even seen the best from him yet. And he made the playoffs. Haven't even seen the best from the team yet. We have not played our best game. And we made the playoffs. Now you got 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick still. I believe you still got third-round picks. And a draft that is supposed to have generational talent on the defensive side of the ball. If you don't come out of this draft exceptionally better than you were on the defensive side of the ball, you are tripping. Because we all saw the list of free agents. We all saw it. Singleton might not be back. I don't know the status of Steven Nelson, but I ain't totally mad at Steven Nelson. I would personally bring him back. Our safety Anthony Harris might not be back. It's a lot of guys who are free agents. Boston Scott is a free agent. I think he's restricted. It's a lot of stuff going on. Greg Ward, a lot of stuff. You need a wide receiver because Jalen Reagor isn't panning out and Arcega-Whiteside is done. He's done. He's done. You might need to draft 2 wide receivers. You might need to draft one that could catch, and then you should draft one that could field punts. Because I don't know what the hell made any sense of putting Huntley into the game and not even using him. As much screens as you used yesterday, The right personnel for yesterday's game would have been to keep Arcega-Whiteside active because he can at least block. You're running screens to guys and having Devontae Smith blocking. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I repeat, a lot of coaching decisions and a lot of personnel decisions going into that game did not make sense. It just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Somebody said, "Can I get a wrench?" You can't get a wrench on when I stream on this platform. It has to be done on my phone. I haven't figured out how to do that one yet. But I got you. I'll remember your name and I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? Whiteside is doo-doo. I'm not saying he's good. You don't throw the ball to Arcega-Whiteside. You don't throw touchdown passes to him anyway. What you do is you use him to block. How many screens did you call that went nowhere? He would have been better at setting the edge and helping the guy get some yards than Devontae Smith would. It's just the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter. How is there not an escape plan to have Devontae Smith go off if these guys are playing man? We knew we were going to see a lot of man and 8-man boxes. We knew what we were walking into. How is there not something to feature Devontae Smith in this game and make the defense change up and have to double team? We didn't make him have to do anything different. Devontae Smith could have had 150 yards in this game, yo. 150 yards in this game. Jalen Hurts could have had 350 passing yards in this game. All you had to do was be mindful of what you see on the field as a head coach and cater it to that. Oh, 8 yards cushion. We're going to play pitch and catch. We're going to control some of this time of possession. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But it is what it is. This is the thing about us. We didn't come into this saying that this was our year. We came into this getting a wild card spot and getting more than we ever thought we was going to get out of this season. We ahead of schedule. We're ahead of schedule. That's the only thing you can say. We're ahead of schedule. The Dallas Cowboys, they had people crying. They had people crying yesterday. There's no Philadelphia Eagles fan who was at that game cried. Because deep down inside, we knew we still needed work. We didn't cry. And I'm not going to cry about it in the offseason. I'm not going to cry about overachieving. I'm not going to cry about that. I'll be upset when we underachieve. 3 first-round picks, quarterback on a rookie deal, first-year head coach. Gannon might be out of here. I'll cry. I'll cry I'll cry if we don't make the playoffs again. The feeling is different. The feeling is different. All these people want. Listen, a lot of people are oozing it. Listen, this is the facts of the matter. There's nobody in this draft coming out this draft. I'm sorry to stay on the quarterback topic for a long time. That's going to be the talk of all season. There's nobody in this draft that's good enough. Guys like Justin Herbert and guys like Joe Burrow and the Aaron Rodgers and the Tom Brady's, guys like that don't come around often. They don't come around often. You have to find other ways to win. You are not always going to be able. Generational talent at the quarterback position does not grow on trees. It does not grow on trees, which is why Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick, which is why Aaron Rodgers wasn't a 1st-round pick. Generational talents go out there and prove themselves. You can't be crowned a generational talent at the quarterback position. We tried to get a guy that fit that mold. His name was Carson Wentz. He didn't fit that mold for us. There's nobody in this draft that fits that mold. If you're not going to get Aaron Rodgers, or if you're not going to get goddamn Russell Wilson, or if you're not going to get Deshaun Watson, it's not worth it. And I don't think you're going to get him. You're damn sure ain't getting Russell or Aaron. Your best shot is Deshaun Watson. But he got the pick of the litter. He can go anywhere. He's younger than Aaron. He's younger than Russell. Got more life. So are you really going to get one of these guys, or are we going to just keep posting these memes of these pictures of these guys in an Eagles jersey, feeding our imagination? Let's not do what the Dallas Cowboys did, because they've been saying that they was them boys all this season. They've been saying they was going to win the bowl all this season. They've been talking about sweeping the division. They done had 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver, a guy with over 10 sacks, a guy with over 10 picks. And they lost the same spot we lost in the wild card. It's differences to building something than to thinking you already got it, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's no quarterback in this year's draft better. So if you're not going to get one of those guys that I named, by all means, try if you can. Try if you can. Try if you can. But I have concerns because Deshaun Watson couldn't win with a team that didn't have all the pieces around him. Went 4-12. I have concerns spending that type of capital on Aaron Rodgers. He's older. Russell is over 32. I have concerns, bruh. That's all I'm saying. It might be better to build this team so this team ain't giving up 31 points at halftime or however crazy it's been for us up and down this season. Build some talent around this defense. Build some talent. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. This is the God honest truth. I would not use all three of them first round picks. I would use the top 2 picks and I would trade another pick with another team for another first round pick for next year. Maybe the talent at quarterback is better next year if Jalen Hurts, if he doesn't get better next year. Next year is very critical for him. Second year in a new season. Second year in the same system. Familiarity. He hasn't had that his entire career. He's never been in the same system more than 1 year. College and pros. This is critical for Jalen Hurts coming up. Critical. He has to get better from what he saw. He has to get better. So I would use the 2 draft picks to build up. I would trade the 3rd draft pick to get an additional pick for next year, and maybe something is different from the pickings of quarterbacks that you can draft next year if Jalen Hurts has a bad season. The most logical thing. LT, man, thank you for the super chat. LB, why do fans forget we were 4-11-1? They have to forget. Listen, fans have to forget it. Listen, I was the biggest Carson Wentz fan. Huge, monumental. I did not want Jalen Hurts to start. I was disgusted at the pick. All of that. But I never was a Carson Wentz apologist. Once he was gone, it was hurt season for me. Carson Wentz played a big part in us being 4-11-1. That's the bottom line. Jalen Hurts took this Eagles team that was supposed to win 4 games to the playoffs. Carson Wentz did not. Now, I'm not going to compare the two because Carson Wentz helped this city. If you don't draft Carson Wentz, you don't have that Super Bowl in 2017 without that season. But something went off the tracks for him, and he has not been the same since. Jalen Hurts has shown signs of improvement. It might be ugly at times. Yes, I get that. But to bail on a quarterback in this situation that we in while he's improving, I just don't think it's the right fit for the team. I don't think it's the right fit for the team. Matt Carroll is better than Hurts, OG. Who is that? Y'all don't, y'all, it's easy for y'all to say everybody is better than Hurts right now because of the showing that you saw yesterday. A pocket passing quarterback would not have been able, you have to be elite. An elite pocket passing quarterback would have probably made a difference. But a rookie pocket passing quarterback will not take the Philadelphia Eagles to the postseason. He does not have the talent on the outside. Dallas Goedert, he getting paid to be elite, but Dallas Goedert, in my opinion, is still slightly a notch above elite at the position. You have an aging offensive line. You have an aging defensive line. You have an aging defense. You have no talent on the defensive side of the ball. Devontae Smith is the best player on the team right now. A pocket passing rookie quarterback would have been 8 alive. The reason why the Philadelphia Eagles were in this position to make it to the playoffs this season was because Jalen Hurts actually had a dimension to his game that could diversify the offense. Y'all want to say the run saved Jalen Hurts? Well, I think Jalen Hurts' run ability saved the season for the Eagles. He led the team in rushing touchdowns. His arm just got to catch up. That's all I'm saying. His arm just got to catch up. And he got some work to put in. This is the thing, bro. Come on, stop the cap. Bro, it's plenty of people that you're going to listen to that's going to have the pitchfork out and be ready to say, oh, Jalen Hurts got to go. Jalen Hurts got to go. Jalen Hurts got to go. I'm never going to say that about a quarterback in his first year with a first-year head coach that makes the playoffs. Number one. I'm not going to say that. Everybody that says Jalen Hurts needs to go, what is the alternative? Somebody type in the alternative. Say he goes, what do you do after he's gone? You cut him today. What's your next move if you're the Philadelphia Eagles? If you cut Jalen Hurts today, what is your next move if you're the Philadelphia Eagles? What's your next move? What is your next move? We got 2 more minutes. What is your next move if Kenny Pickett, another rookie who will have to come into this thing with limited weapons on the outside? I don't agree with that move. What is your move? Minshew? Minshew really didn't put in no work against. Dallas showed y'all that Minshew ain't the answer. What is your move? What is your move? What is your move? You bail on the second round pick right now. Nobody has a move. This is what I'm saying. Everybody just saying cut him. What is the plan after that? Because Watson, Aaron Rodgers, and Wilson are not sure things. That isn't guaranteed to happen. The only guaranteed thing you can do is draft a quarterback. And this ain't a good quarterback class. You cut him today, you give up on a second round pick who's progressing and made the postseason as a starter. And then you got to find somebody in the draft. That's your only move. Or you cut him and then you waste all the capital. Say you find somebody to bite. Now you got a good quarterback with all these holes still on the roster. If you think I'm capping by telling you the risk factor and not giving him this next year and stashing one of them picks, you think that's cap or is that smart? That secures everybody's interest. There's nobody to draft. You still retain him. Maybe he improves. If he doesn't, you got 2 first-round picks for next year. If it doesn't make sense to you, just say you don't know football. That's a way better explanation, bro. Way better explanation. Malik Willis got talent, but we need to build a defense. I don't even know who that is. You see, I don't watch a lot of college football, but I heard of Trevor Lawrence. I heard of Mac Jones. I heard of those guys before. I don't know who that is. I don't know who Kenny Pickett is. I don't know none of them guys. They must not be ringing enough bells. Was any of them in the national championship we just watched? Come on. Come on. No, let's be for real. Come on. Y'all want to waste a first round pick on a long shot? I'm not in that business. It's a race. It's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. Building this thing up. The Dallas Cowboys been thinking they could sprint to a championship for 27 years. It's a marathon. You have to build certain things first. You have to get the right people in the building, the right players, the right coaches. Stop looking for microwave success. This is the closest thing you're going to get to microwave success. A first-year head coach making the playoffs. The closest thing you're going to get to it. That's it. Tell me the first-year head coach in history that won a Super Bowl. I'll wait. You got if he do exist, you gotta think long and hard about that. I'll wait. Nothing comes fast in this game of football. So before we get out of here, man, official video coming later, man. I expect the Philadelphia Eagles to, draft this upcoming season from a lot of high-profile schools. I expect to see more Bama guys. Maybe we get one of those guys from that Georgia. I expect to see guys from more prestigious schools, man. I think that's the kind of culture that we're going towards. You know, I mean, I could guarantee that somebody from one of the top football schools will be a Philadelphia Eagle, based especially because we got a lot of these first round picks. But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of offseason talk that got to come up, but we still gonna be focusing on the playoffs and all those things, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Before we get out of here, I want to let you know this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building, bringing you them lawnmower 3.0s, all of the great stuff that Manscaped provides for today's man to keep him groomed. So make sure you tap in with Manscaped. Use code Brunson, save 20% off and get the free shipping. Like I said, man, official video coming later, man. Lunchtime with the bullies. I'm gonna be back in my car this week. You know the vibes.